that is most certainly a governmental function, something that is a prison, that our society is locking people up. Why we're privatizing that is mind-blowing to me. I don't understand, but CCA is probably a good thing if you want to make money to invest in, because they seem to be expanding all the time. But
I agree. I mean, you know, there are, in my opinion, legitimate government functions that ought not be run by the private industry. Jails and prisons are one of those. Schools are another, in my personal opinion. And so when you introduce a profit motive, then there's no incentive to divert people. I mean, what you got to understand, folks, is this: it is impossible. Now, let me back up. Let me make a statement to explain why it's only a slight overstatement. It would be physically impossible to build enough jail and prison beds to meet demand, unless you literally had one bed for every one of us. I mean, at that point, you would have met demand. But what I mean is this, and I've watched this in practicing law for over 30 years. If you open up a new facility with 500 beds, it'll fill up. And if you open up a new facility to that, add another 200 beds, it'll fill up. Because what happens is judges look around, and people who would have gotten probation if the beds were full now go to jail because there's no available bed. And that speaks into your profit motive. You know, there's no incentive for people who run these places to suggest that there's a change in the law, because that cuts their profit.
Especially when they're getting federal funding.
Yeah.
And there's no incentive for the town to get rid of it, because it's funding the town, it's the town's economy. I mean,
on that note, to me, it's kind of like a almost necessary conclusion that follows from the premise that government is a big business now, and do you honestly really think that it's even feasibly possible that with, like I said, government being big business and lobbying groups having such a big hold on our politicians' decision-making, such as, like, you know, a big reason why drugs are still illegal on a federal level is because the alcohol industry, the pharmaceutical industry, the forestry industry, and the cotton industry just on hemp-based because they're going to lose profits. Do you even think it's feasibly possible that without a complete ideological shift in the citizens' minds that the federal government is ever going to relinquish this hold on, you know, controlling these drugs?
You have to educate people. I think that's the start. And people do films like this and talking about it is what's going to matter. And if you're interested in what we do, come join us, because we need all the help we can get. We need to register voters. We need to start talking. People aren't going to listen to us unless you guys start talking, because right now there's just a few of us. But we need more and more people to see this is mainstream, because we're all going to be suffering in the future. It's not just going to be a few of us. It's going to be all of us. And just like you're talking about with CCA, that's frightening. It's truly frightening. But
it's you've got to engage people. What has happened, unfortunately, to many people in your age group is that you've become complacent. And I don't mean to criticize you, but I'm here to talk straightforward to you. That you've become complacent, and you're not politically active. You're not trying to educate yourself. You're not trying to educate other people. But you're the next generation of decision makers, and you need to take the reins and become active.